Alright guys, we are back for the grand finale. As previously mentioned, it is going to be FXO's Lowly versus MIA's Starbuck. Two extremely good players are going to battle it off here, and I am so much hyped here, Dale.
It's definitely going to be an interesting series. It's Zerg versus... Could be Zerg, but Lowly's Terran again for some reason.
Okay, he just switched it up. Alright.
Yep.
Yeah, so CVC is going to be our matchup here, and of course, observing will be done by the online gamer. I am Elmo, and with me we have Dale, aka National Maverick, for
Indeed we
casting. Do. Sorry, what?
Indeed we do. Neo Planet S, so this is going to be good. The Neo Planet Belshire, yeah, this is going to be very good, very aggressive games. I think both players trying to take an early win in the opener of this best of how many?
5. Best of 5 will be our format here.
I noticed in the last game, Lowly has his workers automation turned off, so when the game starts, he actually has to select them and send them. I noticed Huck does that as well.
I don't know which one is more efficient, because of course you can split your workers with that, but you will always lose a couple of seconds because the game is actually starting quicker than you can see it.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Then you can actually select your units there.
I'm not entirely sure why,
more effective, but I usually have my auto rally turned on. I don't know. But anyways, let's introduce our players. Spawning down in the bottom left hand side, we are looking at the yellow Zerg player.
We have a bit of lag apparently on Starbuck's end.
Apparently he has some lag issues, hopefully that resolves itself. But anyway, spawning in the bottom left hand side as the yellow Zerg player, we are looking at FXO's Lowly.
And in the top right is the purple Zerg, MIA's Starbuck. Starbuck, very, very high level Zerg. Frequently top 5, I believe, or top 10 at least.
Yeah, he's definitely always in the top 16 range there of Grandmaster.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is actually quite hard to achieve, because you always gotta be active and pretty much ladder your 20 games a day to be able to stay up there in that very high region of Grandmaster League.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm expecting to see some really nice plays out of both of these players, both on a very even footing. We have both Grandmasters, both playing every single day, like you said. So yeah, it should be interesting. Hatch coming down first for Lowly and a little bit quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. Starbuck seems to go for a pool first here, also with the quite early gas. So he might be opting once again for a speedling opening, if not even banelings. So far he has not decided to go for a hatchery here. And he might very well not be planning on doing so. Just because he's not really saving up any minerals and the pool will spawn here any moment.
Yeah, now he's pulled off gas, so he's probably going to go for a few Zerglings to be a bit safe, but probably going to expand now that he's got the pool up and he can get the queens out. So more of an... I think they're like equally economic openings, because one gets queen, but another gets a hatch. So yeah, I don't think there's any difference right now.
Yeah, well, he delayed his hatch quite a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw actually Lowly being a little bit ahead here in terms of income, because also Starbuck went for the first initial 6 Zerglings here and not went for drones. That is of course putting him a little bit behind in terms of workers. But I mean, over the long run he should be fine, because as you mentioned, getting that queen early on gives you quite that lava boost. Yeah,
so I think it evens out in the long run. As long as we get to a certain point in the game, probably about 10 minutes, it probably starts to even out. These Zerglings are going to get a really nice scout, maybe even pick up a few drones, although Lowly's got 4 lings of his own out now. And we do see the Spine Crawler going down at the 6 o'clock position on the natural expansion.
Yeah, and by that, of course, Lowly should be safe for any kinds of ling pressure that could be heading towards him there. But we already see now Starbuck going for the Baning Nest with one worker remaining there to gather gas from that simulator or extractor or whatever it's called. So he might be applying some pressure to Lowly here in a couple of seconds with that Baning Nest finishing.
Game paused.
And apparently Starbuck is still lagging.
So Starbucks obviously experiencing a bit of lag. All
Yeah.
of the observers and casters are all saying that we're not experiencing lag.
But
So
also for Lowly it's fine, so that definitely indicates that his problem probably on the side of Starbuck. I don't know, he's trying to close down Skype to be able to fix that issue. But of course that is very unfortunate if he has to not only fight his opponent but also the lag. That is always very, very distracting, especially on such high levels of play.
yeah, definitely. We're probably going to see quite a quick Baneling bust timing here. It'll come down to Lowly's control and whether he can minimize the damage from that. Having the hatch up already could, you know, if he does take some damage, he can still stay in the game by droning.
Game
Here we go again. So hopefully something was cleared up there for Starbuck.
Yeah, hopefully it's better by now. But I think overall Lowly should be pretty much safe here because we also see Starbuck not really committing towards his Baning aggression there. He's only building a handful of links here, not really tens and 20s of them. So I think Lowly should be fine. But of course he still has to be careful because those Banings still can do a lot of damage. Now I'm having a little bit of a lag here. Mads is lagging, the admin here. Nice blockage there by the Queens. Oh god, the admin has to leave here, that is unfortunate.
Starbuck getting a little bit annoyed by the seams of things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's a lot of money is on the line here. So I also would be annoyed probably if I was playing for money here. I mean, we're doing serious business here.
Yes, serious business.
A serious business. I just saw another lag here. I don't know if you were experiencing that one as well.
No.
Hopefully I'm not
So we do
lagging
have,
here.
yeah, very, very unfortunate if you were. The Ling run by almost gets in. The Baneling's taking out a couple of Lings.
Queen tries to block that there, but it's not quite successful. It is not
Really
very
just getting a
effective.
scout. Really just going for the scout there with those
Yep.
Lings and getting them away efficiently. The Lings having a bit of a chase there. But yeah, not much happened really there at all.
No, not really, but now we see Lowly going for tier 2 here. He's already mining quite a lot of gas. He's actually saturating 4 guys fully. So we might see a Mutalisk transition here any moment. And the question is, can Starbuck identify that? And I'm pretty sure he can because he just got the full scout with all of those links. So maybe Lowly might just very well switch up his strategies. Nope, but as it seems he's not going to. Of course that Spire gets scouted as well. So Starbuck should be in a pretty nice position from here on out.
That Spire wasn't in much of a position to, I don't think he was trying to hide it, maybe even trying to show it, maybe force a response.
Yeah.
We do see +1 range attack coming down for Starbuck. Ling Runby going to try to deny that natural, but that third, but probably not get much done as there are some Lings here. And the third going down for Lowly.
Absolutely, and also now we see Starbuck going for Hydralisk then. And I'm pretty sure that one will arrive in time. But until then, he has to hold on because we now have Lowly pushing into that third base with a lot of links. That one definitely has to be cancelled. We have a lot of Banings being morphed here. And not really too much units there for Starbuck to deal with that, but he has 2 Queens and a Spine Crawler himself. So
And a counter run by Starbuck going into the third. But getting pushed away by Lowly's own Lings. Some Banelings meeting up with a whole bunch of Lings. Going to push into this natural here and maybe go up the ramp. Nope. Get a nice surround on the Queen. She gets picked off, but there are a lot of roaches here, but they're not much. Probably a bad trade there for Lowly. Only getting the Queen and maybe a couple of Zerglings with 4 Banelings. We do see 4 Mutas on the way now. Roach and Hydra Speed both on the way, +1 attack for Starbuck. So I feel like he's in the advantageous position going in to the mid game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, Hydras are always a good response to Mutalisks, but you have to be careful because Mutalisks are so goddamn mobile. And I mean, definitely, I'm pretty sure that Neoplanet S is not the best map for Mutalisks, but they still can be pretty annoying if they get into the proper positions and also if you get a lot of them.
Yeah, it can be an okay map for small amounts of harass mutas, but big, a lot of mutas probably isn't going to get a lot done because you only need maybe 2 groups of Hydralisks to shut them down.
Yep. And now we have the small push out here by Starbuck with all his Hydra. Speed will be finishing up here in any moment, or in 15 seconds to be more precise. And of course that is once again forcing the Mutalisks to stay behind, because Lowly desperately needs them to be able to deal with that push. Now we have the Roaches pushing forward, but they are going to be most likely tanking most of the banelings. No, Lowly is actually targeting the Hydralisks there, and you will get cleaning off, or he can clean off most of them, and the Mutalisks will deal with the rest, and he holds. Quite successfully.
Really nice target firing there by Lowly, picking off the Hydras, not worrying too much about the Roaches, letting the Lings get this around to lock them in, and then running the Banelings around the edges. It was a really nice play there. We see a whole bunch of Lings checking the 3rd expansion for Lowly, making sure Starbuck making sure it's clean, and these Mutas now have free reign of the map. With not many Hydras on the field, 9 more on the way, but they're going to be out in a few seconds, so he'll get a bit more defense up. But there are 5 Overlords on the way at once for Lowly, so something big is coming.
Definitely, he should be, 10 Roaches are on its way. And, I mean, that is technically a lot. And by the way, we have the Mutalisks trying to do some damage here, and of course, now we have that critical amount, or at least a critical amount, for 30 Mutalisks. And they by now can kill Overlords quite quickly, and that is of course forcing more and more Overlords from Starbuck here, and also the Queens won't really have too much of a chance of dealing with them. And we also not really see too many Spore Crawlers, so those Mutalisks can actually do a lot of damage here.
We're going to have a big engagement here between the 3rd and the main base, with these Hydras just shredding these Roaches and Lings. A lot of Banelings coming from behind, but being blocked by their own Roaches. They finally get through, take out a couple of Zerglings, but just connecting on Zerglings probably isn't what he wanted. Lowly bringing up his own. And the GG, as the Mutas were in the natural, picking everything apart. Those Mutas being the big counter to everything there, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the Banelings of Lowly got pretty nice connects there onto the Hydralisks of Starbuck, meaning that he just basically lost a lot of things at home and he wasn't successful with his attack front, meaning that he basically had to GG out of that game.
One really nice thing that one consistent really nice thing that I've noticed that Lowly does is using those Mutas to snipe Overlords consistently. I really love that play because it's underestimated how important in the game supply structures are, and I think a lot of people don't focus on those things, like you sniping pylons, sniping supply depots, and especially sniping Overlords, because they're so easy to kill because they're in the air, they're usually spread around, they're generally not defended as well as supply depots and pylons, so it's really nice seeing that he consistently takes them out.
Absolutely. So the admin will be hosting the next map here in a couple of seconds. Let's hope that is not taking too much time. But yeah, you're very right. I mean, Starbuck really, it was not looking too bad for him. But I think as soon as Lowly was able to cancel his 3rd base,